Hey guys, I'm Helen. Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the difference between two tenses that are frequently confused by non-native speakers. These are the present perfect and the simple past. In this video, we're gonna focus primarily on the uses of the present perfect as the most confusing one of them. Anyway, I'm gonna make a separate video where we'll take a closer look at the simple past. But today, we're gonna discuss the use of the present perfect and then compare them with the simple past. So let's get into it. Use number 1. The present perfect is used to talk about recently completed actions, the results of which are part of the present situation. Here's a quick example. I've bought a new car. What I want to say here is I have a new car now as a result of the action. Another example might be I've read this book, and the result is I know what the book is about. Sometimes the results of the actions are literally visible in the present.
My medal's gone. Where'd it go?
The medal has gone and the result of the action is evident. We can see that the boy doesn't have it now. So very often sentences where the present perfect is used can be easily paraphrased into ones with the present simple instead. The medal has gone, so I don't have it now. I've opened the door means the door is open now, and so on. Now please note that in the above-mentioned examples there is no indication of when the action occurred, or any other details about the action, as they are simply unimportant. The focus is made on the action itself. So the action itself is what really matters as to the present perfect.
Your time has come.
Now let's take a look at the following examples where the simple past is used. I bought this car 2 months ago, and I read this book a long time ago. In these examples, the focus is shifted from the action to the details, namely to the specific time that indicates when the action occurred. So, comparing both tenses, we can say that the present perfect is used when we want to inform the listener about what action has taken place. But once the fact of performing the action isn't new and we want to go into details, the simple past is used. So that's why very often in conversations as well as in news reports you will hear a new subject introduced with the present perfect, and then the details follow with the simple past. Now let's take a look at the dialogue. Speaker 1 says, I finally passed my TOEFL test. This is new information introduced with the present perfect. The focus is on the fact of passing the test. And then speaker 2 replies, Oh really? How did you manage it? So here the listener already has in mind the information about passing the test, but they want to go into details. They want to know about how it happened. That's why the simple past is used here. Number 2. We use the present perfect for actions happened within a time period which is not over yet. You often find such sentences with present time expressions, such as today, tonight, this week, this year, this month, etc. Let's take a look at the example. I haven't had anything for lunch today. Today isn't finished yet. On the other hand, when we talk about actions completed within a finished time period, we use the simple past. Such sentences are frequently found with past time expressions. Last year, yesterday, last week, last month, etc. 3. The present perfect is used to talk about life experiences. In these meaning, we talk about actions that have happened once or several times for the whole period of a person's life. For example, Pete has tasted Chinese food twice. This means Pete has tasted Chinese food twice in his life. So in this case, we look at how many times someone has done something or whether they have had such experience at all. So we are considering the whole period of a person's life starting from their birth to the present time.
Gee, it's never done that before.
But when we talk about someone who is no longer alive, we use the simple past, as the time period in question ended in the past. Let me support this by an example. My granny never traveled abroad. My granny died a long time ago. So here we have a time period that ended in the past. That's why we use the simple past here. Number 4. The present perfect is used for actions with a starting point in the past that continue up to the present. This has to do with verbs that describe states or situations. These are, for example, the verbs to know, to have, to want, and so on. They describe states. And also the verbs to live, to work, to wait, and so on. These verbs describe situations. This use requires indication of time periods with prepositions. For plus the time period, for an hour, for 2 weeks, etc. And since plus the starting point of the action. Since Monday, since yesterday, since last month, since last week, etc. Now let's compare. I have worked here for 2 years. This means I have worked here until now. And then I was married for 2 years and then got divorced in 2010. The time period is over. The action lasted until the past and ended in the past. That's why we use the simple past. For clarity, I have created a table that compares the use of the present perfect and the simple past. So as to the use of the present perfect, you should always remember that the actions are always somehow connected to the present, either through a result in the present, which is important, or through an unfinished time period, or through a time period that extends until now. There is no such connection where the simple past is used. All the actions start and end in the past. All the time period belong to the past in this case. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please give it a thumbs up. See you soon. Bye bye.